We all know the problem Scarlet and Violet had at launch that everyone was rightfully talking about, but I am so excited to say that is not the case here. So put your worries at ease, as the Scarlet and Violet DLC, the Teal Mask, is absolutely magnificent. I did a full playthrough the other day on my livestream, so check it out here. And because of how good it is, I honestly don't know where to start. So I guess I'll start with saying that you don't have to worry about spoilers here. I won't be going in depth into anything big. I might talk about a few environment locations and characters, but not in depth, just in general. But if you want to go into the DLC knowing absolutely nothing, I get it. So this is your chance to click away. So the Teal Mask begins with you taking a field trip to the Kitakami location after you speak with Jacques and Miss Briar, and you will receive an update to your Pokédex as well before going on the trip. As soon as you enter the new region, you're introduced to many returning Pokemon like Spinarak, Poochyena, and Yanma. You may have already searched up some of the returning Pokemon because those videos are all over YouTube right now, but it was great to see so many favorites return this time around, especially ones that didn't even get to be in Sword and Shield. You will then reach the outskirts of Mosui Town, I think that's how you say it, where the bulk of the story will take place, and I was so happy to be here. This place reminded me so much of Persona 4 and gave me that comfy homey vibe. Everything from the fields on the outskirts of the town to the town itself is just picture perfect. As you walk through the field leading up into the town though, you see some people standing at the gate. There you will be introduced to some other students who grew up in the village, Carmen and Kieran. I don't know if it's Carmen or Carmine, but that's how I'm gonna say it, Carmen. They are brother and sister, and they will be the main characters that you'll be spending time with during the DLC. And at first Carmen annoyed me, and well, to be fair, she still kind of annoys me. But both characters grow on you over time, and you see that they are more in depth than you may have originally thought, at least for a Pokemon game. I also need to mention that Kieran says wowzers way too much, to the point that all I could think of when I saw Kieran was this. Wowzers! And you learn the legend of the Teal Mask Pokemon Ogerpon and what happened with him. This plot thread, like the characters, was actually quite nice, and I enjoyed how it unfolded the way it did. I also have to say, at first glance when the trailers came out, I didn't really care for Ogerpon, but by the end of the DLC, I love this Pokemon so much. It's so unique and also really lovable. You also get a good backstory on the Loyal 3 Pokemon, and they have some fun attitudes and designs as well. And also, I can't forget to mention you actually get a lot of nice scenery as well that complements and forwards the story. I already said how much I loved the town, but I also loved the festival that happens as well. The atmosphere to the lighting and music, it's all really well done and so immersive. I don't want to show all the environments in this video as well, but when you go through the environments to explore and catch Pokemon, you'll see that it fits the town very well. In terms of quest, it's pretty by the numbers. You have your trainer battles obviously, a few raid battles with NPC allies, and also a minigame that I honestly wasn't all that good at, but maybe other people will enjoy. You also have a quest from the photographer you meet early on in the game, where you need to finish the Kitakami Pokédex, which is great for completionists, and the quest thread keeps going from there. But I think the two biggest standouts that I have already mentioned will be the environments and the characters. The character growth is simple, but done well, and the way that the characters evolve by the end of the DLC, you don't want it to be over, and you definitely will have questions about the characters going forward into the next installment of the DLC, which ends and sets it up in a way that I personally didn't see coming. It went in the complete opposite direction of what I thought it was going to be, but in a good way. Now, because I know it's inevitable, people will compare this DLC to the Sword and Shield DLC, and I'll compare this one to the first DLC we got in Sword and Shield. And it's no contest for me, it's a landslide victory for the Teal Mask. I think the story and the characters are so much better than the Isle of Armor. As for returning Pokemon, that's always a debate, so there's really no right answer for that one. Comparing the two DLCs though, this one immersed me so much more lore-wise into the world of Pokemon. The Kitakami region and the story that enveloped around it was just full of surprises. And it immersed me so much more because of that lore that the Isle of Armor just didn't do for me. So the big question, is it worth the money? I would say yes it is. From everything I have already stated, I think this is a great purchase. Personally, I think you'll enjoy it as much as me, as well especially again if you love Persona, as this gives off major Persona vibes. My only real complaint is how fast I completed the main story. I just didn't want it to end so soon. But I would rather enjoy a short, memorable story than go through a long slog. So with that, I hope everyone does try out the Teal Mask DLC, and I hope just like me, you all have a great time with it too. So thanks for watching, be sure to like and subscribe, and this was me, Nathan out.